Alright, so in my last video, I was asking a very specific question, a question about trust and loyalty, and that pertains directly to something that happened to me recently. So I had a girlfriend, and during the relationship, everything seemed to be going very great initially, very intense, and she was really into me. She was coming over to my place every day, all the time. We were talking every day. And then I started to notice around one of her friends, there was always a little bit of a shift. And this friend, who we actually took with us to one of the country bars around here, um, she started to like gaslight me against my girlfriend and tried to start saying like reasons why I might not want to date her. And I found that very, very odd. Anyway, we ended up having actually a bad time at that bar. There were lots of reasons why her friend was getting a lot of attention from guys trying and getting all these bad actors into our area, and they were sharing their vapes, including my girlfriend and stuff. That was made me very uncomfortable. And I tried to express that, was ignored. Uh, Talked to some other people about it. They kind of were on my side, but it's one of those situations. What can you do? We had a little talk about it afterwards, which didn't go overly well. We Her friend ended up getting thrown out of that bar, by the way, because she took a flask and was passing it around to everyone at the bar. So, and I found out later, her friend has actually been kicked out of 5 bars in town. Absolutely insane. So, anyway, yeah, this is leading up to the downfall of the relationship, and I might make more videos talking about some of the good points and maybe some more of the bad points. But the next day, I was having a dinner party here, and I was having people over that I like, and so it was my girlfriend, another couple, and my neighbor. There was supposed to be some more people too, but then they backed out. We had a great time, absolutely great time. My neighbor brought over a couple bottles of wine. I had, I think 3. We drank almost all of them. Plus, I had more stuff than that we were making. We made some Moscow mules and stuff. We played some cards, had music. It was absolutely great. My girlfriend seemed to absolutely love that. Then the next day, and she stayed over. I stayed over. We were. She loved that. The next day, though, she started acting a bit cold. Like she left in the morning, everything was fine. Um, and then she called me. We more planned to go out later that night. Um, Everything seemed fine. Then she started talking about not wanting this interdependence, which I struck me as odd, especially considering that she was the one who was coming over all the time. And it was just like, okay, I guess I understand what you're trying to get at. But anyway, so I actually saw her at Walmart accidentally. So we went in together, and she bought a new outfit that she was gonna wear that night. But and she was starting to act a little bit cold then. But I was just thinking, okay, maybe she got off work, maybe just tired. It's understandable. So yeah, went through that. Went out that night. Her friend wasn't there. They got kicked out of the other bar, which I was glad. But she also seemed to be a little irritable that night. My girlfriend, and because she actually drove down and went out herself first, and then I caught up like an hour or two later because I needed more time to get done with things and get ready and get out. She was out early, but and yeah, everything did seem fine for the most part. Although she was acting a little bit distant, and the next day she told me she was going to just do some studying and maybe stay in that night. It was a Saturday. It was like, oh, okay. Um, it's kind of strange because she'd never indicated anything like that before, but especially on the weekends. But I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do. So, anyway, I asked her if maybe she would want to get dinner or something instead of going out. She said, oh, maybe. So, around dinner time, I tried texting her, then I tried calling her. I did get her on the second time, and I think it was around 7:30ish, maybe 8, and she said she was out with her friends. It's like, okay, so you did go out. You didn't tell me. And so it's just like, okay, so I called some of my friends, and we went out, and I told them what was happening, and one of them, he knew, and he told me while we were out, he told me try to call her. So I did. I tried to call her while we were out, and she didn't pick up, and the message box was shut off. Now, prior to that, I would sometimes leave her messages, voice messages, but now all of a sudden it's shut off. So she did that just while she was out. And then, so he was like, okay, we got to catch her. So we went around to some of the bars that we knew are like the more party bars. We went to one. We saw her friends. One of her friends, the one of her friends, they're a couple, so she's friends with one girl and the guy came over to me and he was telling me, you gotta break up with her. She's not your girl. And so I was trying to figure out what was going on because I wanted to know exactly what was going on. He didn't really tell me, but he was just like, you gotta break up with her. So I'm taking that into consideration. Me and my friend continue on to, there's like an end of the night place. We walk in, and there she is. We see her in the back, facing away from the front, so they didn't see us come in, but in the back with another guy, alone. And not only that, she was dressed extremely slutty. Like, I've never seen her dressed so slutty. I wouldn't have wanted her to wear that, even if we were going out. So, we go back, I say hi to her, and she's like, you could tell she did not like that. And she pretty much immediately ran into the bathroom. I also offered her a sip of my drink to try and gauge. I was trying to gauge the situation, but because you never know. I'm just saying, you never know who this guy is in relation to her. You want to make sure it's not a relative or something crazy first, you know. So anyway, while she's in the bathroom, I talked to him. He was expecting it to be a hookup. They just met that night, and I told him I was her boyfriend. He was just like, okay, I'm just gonna leave and let you guys talk it out. I hope there's no hard feelings. So, yeah, he left, and then she came out of the bathroom. She was like really upset with me, and then she ran out the door. And then she came. Me and my friend stayed in there a while. She ended up coming back, and we had kind of, her friends were there by this point, but we had kind of this, well, falling out. Because she texted me saying I was being too possessive by not letting her cheat and trying to cuck me. That's being too possessive. So anyway, yeah, my friends saw it go down. They were really, really supportive. Really supportive. Even some of her friends, the one guy, he was came over and being supportive too. Um, Last thing I said to her that night, I didn't really say too much. Actually, I don't know if I said much of anything after that. It was more of like the friend groups were kind of talking amongst themselves. It's kind of odd. And then, but the last thing I said to her is, "You said we were exclusive," which she did, and she agreed to be, boyfriend girlfriend, and she said she didn't. So it was over then, and yeah, the next day she was texting me like, "Oh, I want to talk about this. What happened?" And I didn't respond. And then later she was like, "Oh, are we gonna talk about this or what?" I still didn't respond. I just responded with a text saying I wanted my stuff back. And then said something. She actually had the nerve to threaten me and try to say she doesn't feel safe with me anymore, and threaten, and she's not gonna let me put her down or anything, and said she'll get the police involved. I have never done anything to her, and I still wouldn't. But that was so hurtful to me that someone I was so close to would even suggest that. But so I made sure when we were setting up the place, I made sure to be clear, like my apartment was not an option to meet at that point. She wasn't coming back here ever again. And yeah, so we I insisted on meeting somewhere in downtown in public. Was a gazebo we met at, and to exchange our stuff. And then when we got there and when we were going to exchange, she was like, "Are you going to explain why you were following me around?" And it it was just unreal. Like, no shame for cheating, but yet, and she can go out with her friends, she on a Saturday night without me, but I can't go out with my friends. You know, I wouldn't do the same to her if we were having like a guys' night out. Well, number one, I'd probably invite her. Would have. Number two, if she showed up, I would be happy to see her. So yeah, that's pretty much how that went down. And I tried to give her a warning about her one friend, and she didn't appreciate that. And I didn't put her down or anything. I just said, me and my friends are allowed to go out. You're not any more private. And thank God we did go out, because thank God for me we went out, because I would be none the wiser to what's going on if we didn't. Just suspicions. So better for me. It just, yeah, it hurts that someone could do that to you, but got that over with. Got most of my stuff back. Um, the main stuff, I guess. She she still had some of my stuff. I gave all of her stuff back. In fact, her weird friend left two things in my car, like cigarettes and a flask. That I even gave that back too. Should have pitched it, but I gave that back because it was like I wanted her to know. I didn't want to do something like that out of spite. I wanted her to know what she gave up, the type of person she gave up. Someone who wouldn't hurt her the way she hurt me. And I don't think she appreciated that, but maybe she'll look back someday and appreciate that. Oh, yeah, that was weird. What was weird too is when she wanted to meet. She wanted to meet at a tea place, very small tea place, and it's very odd because it's like, why would you want to sit down somewhere and have anything when it's over? It's over. You're mad at me. I'm not coming back to you. You cheated, so there's no point in doing this. Yeah, it's so weird, and it's really weird because here's someone who just 2 days earlier was sleeping in your bed, telling you that you reminded her of Hercules, saying all these sweet things, and then that happens. So I guess this is one good thing. The good thing about this though is that some of my friends have said that this is a canon event that guys need to go through so that they're aware, so that that won't happen again. I don't know. It stinks, but that's kind of what happened, and that's kind of the follow up story to the question video. And I might talk about some of the good things later, because what I'm trying to do is trying to retain the good about it. Because it wasn't all bad. It ended badly and it ended abruptly, but it doesn't mean that it was all terrible. And so try to remember the good and try to just use that to give me insights on what to do the next time, how to act, how to behave, how to, you know, what worked, what didn't in the relationship, so that the next time I get someone, I and hopefully I'll see the red flags earlier. I think I did see them in time. There were some red flags, like her hanging out with this girl, um, and she was like too buddy buddy with her. This girl was bad news. Always out with a different guy, getting money wired to her from these guys too. And I tried to warn her about that. And really, really bad person, really manipulative. Always doing this whole boohoo me thing, and then also trying to compliment my girlfriend. She tried to do the same with me, but I didn't really react or anything with her. And yeah, it was, and and I saw her out last night, and she's still hanging out with this girl who's with another guy who I've never seen before. So yeah, me and my friends were out, and she saw us at two different bars, and as soon as she walked in, saw me, they left, um, both times. But because me and my friends happened to get to as we went around, we were just at those places before they got in, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of rough seeing her out because as much as I hate what she did to me and I hate how she made me feel, I feel kind of bad for her because I kind of see the path she's going down. I see who she's hanging around, and I genuinely wish she would clean up her act, because if she doesn't, things could turn out bad for her, and I would prefer they didn't, even though she cheated. You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because, when you loved someone and then they do something like that to you, it's hard to get over. But yeah, so probably make a video the next time. I might make a video too about kind of different things. Last night I saw her out, so that threw me off. Um, but trying to meet girls again and trying to get back into that. Which that's gonna be real fun, but it's something. It's it is what it is. But trying to see what works and what doesn't. And I'll make some videos talking about that too, and maybe if I can get some videos like, I don't know, seeing how they react and stuff. If I can get some of my friends to take, that would be that would be fun. But yeah, thanks for watching. This is pretty, like I said, this is just the follow-up video to the question video, and I'll see you in the next one.